Shining bright, sunshine in the sky. Megan and Tammy here to testify, spreading love, laughter, and good vibes too. The Fat Girl Chronicles, we're breaking through. No more
Hi, my name's Tammy,
And I'm Megan.
and together we are
The Fat Girl Flippers.
and this is our podcast, The Fat Girl Chronicles. We are on episode 40-something, I think.
40-something, yeah.
Yeah.
I should keep track of that because then when we do 50,
Mm-hmm.
might have to do something like
Yeah, we'll have a
special or
giveaway or something.
Yeah.
Or do something special.
Yeah.
I would encourage everyone to hop over to YouTube and at least subscribe, even if you still listen to us on another platform. It'll just help us out. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on there so we can get monetized. And
yeah.
So.
And then, of course, if you are listening through audio or you prefer that way, we are on most podcast streams, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that good stuff. So feel free to listen to us on there as well. And always click the little reminder button on the YouTube so it'll remind you when a video uploads. So... Do you want to tell us how your week has been going, or?
Up and down.
Okay.
Hasn't been all bad.
Okay.
No, just, I don't know, today I'm just having a moment.
You're having a moment today?
Yeah. Well, I did all that out there, you saw,
Beautiful.
on the patio, and I've been trying to use, and I was using my manual chair, and I've been trying to stand for like longer periods of time when I stand. So putting the thing up, the problem is then my legs get, when I go to move, they almost like they spasm, and it hurts really, really bad. Right. And then I can't move to get back in my chair. So I'm like stuck in this position.
Yeah, that's not fun.
So I have to make sure that the chair's not too far away from me. Anyway, today a couple times it was too far away, and I was like, this isn't working and I shouldn't do it. And then I realized, yes, I should do it because I'm supposed to be practicing, like keeping my muscles strong.
Is it like a Charlie horse kind of?
No, it's like a sharp, I don't know. It's almost like somebody takes the muscle and stretches it. It's not like it tightens. So it's like it gets loosey-goosey, and there's pain, like severe pain.
Really?
Yeah. And the pain starts right at the side of my foot and goes up the side of my leg. It's weird. And this leg is worse. And sometimes, like if I'm getting into bed and I push against the wall to kind of push myself up, and it'll go into that spasm. Like I can make it happen if I want to. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Funny enough, this week is at Ping School is my independent, like where they will only see me for a half an hour.
Oh.
And so I can talk to them about anything I want. So I'm going to bring up that and ask what that is. But I don't know what else to ask them about. I guess maybe some of the like advice around the fact that, I have lipedema, even though I did the bariatric surgery, lipedema still is affecting my body.
Right.
I guess I'm just going to ask them, like, is there...
Supper's ready.
Any way to... is there any way to do anything for me or to help me at all?
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. That's frustrating, like, trying to navigate that. And a lot of pressure to, like, figure out what you want in that short period. Because half hour will go fast.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably better just to have one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, definitely going to ask about this pain because it's a weird thing. This leg's worse, but it does happen to this one too, and it's a specific muscle that runs down the side of your calf. Is this your calf? Yeah, your calf or your shin, whatever it's called. Yeah, this is your thigh. This is your calf.
Yeah. Well, it's
up like what is it? Ears. nose,
Oh,
mouth and toes, or
head,
head and shoulders,
knees and
and
toes.
Yeah. So I know
Head
what.
and shoulders,
Shoulders,
knees and toes.
I heard she's mad because you made him get out of his chair.
I know. Yeah, I feel like today is low energy. Today was warm though. Today was super sunny.
And it's funny because I was feeling really good. I did all that, and then I was sitting out on my lawn chair with my legs up on the wheelchair and had the sun shining on me. Archie was in his cage. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and then all of a sudden, this just like black feeling came over me, and I just felt like, like,
Yeah.
like I don't like this, don't like that, just everything.
Like something's wrong with.
Yeah, and I was just like, I looked at what I did, and I was happy with it when I like earlier. Then I looked at it again, and I'm like, I don't like that. And I felt like tearing it all down, and just that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's windy out there, and I feel like it's the type of wind that something's coming. Like we're getting rain tomorrow.
Watch all that stuff of mine will go flying all over the place. It'll be all over at Stephanie's tomorrow.
It's funny you can hear because then I was just in the shed, like you can hear the wind rattling.
I was like, what shed? But I forgot that I had a shed.
Yeah, your shed.
My shed.
Your shed.
My shed.
Your shed, yeah. How was my week? Let's see. Yes,
because I'm so miserable today. I didn't even ask her.
No, I did training this week, so that was really good. I think that's probably why I'm tired. So I usually do trainings on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So today I was training all day today. So I find that exhausting.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. But something really I had posted about it on Facebook, but I'll share with our crew. Something really cool happened yesterday. I've been looking for like certain supplements and stuff for fertility.
Yes. Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. And so like I went to Walmart and they just had like your basic like vitamin C, D. So I picked up like those ones. And then but I was looking for a certain type of not melatonin, magnesium, and then like a Instatool or Maya Instatool. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce it. But they didn't have that at Walmart. Like they're more specific. So people had like given me tons of suggestions I had asked on Facebook. So I went to a place called Honey and Ginger. Would recommend. They have tons of stuff there. Very helpful. And
are they here in Truro or in Halifax?
No, in Halifax. Yeah. So the one I went to was in Dartmouth, and then so that was really good. And the sales associate was like, in our conversation was like, I'm also like the acupuncturist. And I was like, that is really cool. I was like, do you do fertility treatments? Because that's what I've been actually thinking about, like doing acupuncture. And she was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, the universe is
aligning,
right? So I got her business card. I'm going to send her an email when I get home, like to book something. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Kind of like the universe works in mysterious ways, you know?
Putting the people you need in the places you will meet them.
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't pick a topic. What did you want to talk about? Anything in particular? No.
The ongoing mystery of those two missing kids is on my mind every day. Lily and Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
the only thing that's popping up for you.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, a lot of people are talking about it online, and I don't think it's up to us to speculate, of course, but
yeah, that's difficult. Yeah, it's a difficult case. One that you guys will have to look up. Like if you're if you're in Nova Scotia, you likely know.
All over the world, it's gone international.
Oh, okay. So you might know what it is anyway. If you don't,
two missing children.
Easily look it up.
About a half an hour from us. So
yeah. I was thinking probably something because we were talking about some heavy stuff last week. So I was thinking like we are planning something exciting. We can't reveal what it is.
Oh, why can't? Did you get an answer back? Can you tell me that? Did they answer you
about the accessibility?
No. So is it booked?
Yeah.
Oh, so
The pool is booked,
why
yeah.
can't we say it?
Because we can't do the grand reveal.
Oh, okay. No, I remember now.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do have something in the works that is very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're pumped about it. So make sure you're like listening and watching our page, because in the next couple of weeks we will
Big
have
things
something.
are coming.
Big things are coming. And then you're doing a lot with Lemonade Stand.
Yes, our event has been last weekend. It was canceled due to rain. This weekend we are due to have rain again, so we are moving to the farmers market underneath the
Yeah, I don't
pavilion
blame you.
there
I don't blame you.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been looking forward to that, but it hasn't
That should
happened
be
yet.
pretty good.
Yeah, and the thing that I like, what's it called? Grit is here. The exercise,
Yes.
like the all-terrain thing,
Yes.
the all-terrain wheelchair.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So I'm hoping to. My one objective with that, and I don't know, is I want to get it and I want to take it and I want to go to Wentworth Park. I want to go to the falls.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because I haven't been able to go into the falls since I've been in a chair.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, because you can rent it for free.
We have it. It's here.
You have it.
It's here. Michelle has it for 2 weeks, and then I have it for 2 weeks.
So you're going to do it within the 2 weeks. Oh, you have it for like 4 weeks.
We're going to keep it as long as we can. We're just going to go back and forth. Nobody.
I love it.
Okay, it's Halifax Parks and Recs who put us onto it, but nobody's ever used it except one person who was making a demo video for Disabled Not Dead.
Yeah.
So they've got all this adaptive equipment and sitting there, and you can use it for free, and nobody does.
Yeah.
Well, mostly because nobody knows about it.
Right. That's the thing.
So I found out about it at the Abilities Expo that we went to a couple weeks ago. So yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah,
so
that is super exciting.
I really would love to prepare and go in and spend a whole day in there by the falls, because I know that I probably won't, get back in there again.
Right.
So, or not soon anyway.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful.
I will say, there was a recent change in like at my work or whatever. And so that has gotten me to reflect a lot. And so, one of the things that it's I've reflected on is, not treating work like a lifestyle. I've always struggled with that, like ever since I can remember. And it's a little better now that I'm in a position where there really isn't much overtime, or there's not high risk or anything like that. So I am in a position where it would definitely be easier to just work when it's work hours and not when it's not. But like with the event that we're planning, it got me thinking also about like, what do I want to spend my time with? And so I feel like along the way I've lost myself a little bit, like my core, like what I really love. Like when I went to Memorial University, we did like feminist classes, and I was so into like doing the marches and like, quote unquote fighting the man, and all these feminist issues. I mean, we learned to knit, and then we smeared our period blood on the thing, and we all knitted it and made it a big blanket as a statement around periods. Like that was the kind of thing that I was doing. Like I was like super into just like
activism,
and I feel like I've lost that a little bit. And so, trying to find myself, I was on Facebook, and this thing popped up. I'm on like I think it's called like Fat and Fitness or something. Anyways, a Facebook group, and someone had posted, "Oh, we're doing this, like we do this silent book club." And I was like, this is interesting. And so what it is anyone can join. Like the person who runs it, I think, is in Toronto area, like Ontario. And essentially what it is a safe space because, fat bodies are marginalized, and not every space is accessible to fat bodies or comfortable for fat bodies. And so it's like an online space where you can be in the comfort of wherever. And so they have like an introduction, which is like they do like a little icebreaker, like a little question or whatever. So there's 30 minutes of that. And then a full hour of what they call silent book time, which is everybody goes on mute, but everybody's there. Like you can, your cameras are on and you can read or you can draw or you can do poetry or whatever feels good to you. But it's like a collective thing because we're all kind of doing it together.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, she just does like a little check-in and we can share kind of what we're talking about or what we're reading or what we're doing. And so I was like, I'm going to sign up for that and do that because like I feel like that's a piece of me that has been missing, like that like social activism side, the being kind of with like the topics that I'm passionate about. And so I did that. So that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. I would highly recommend it. The Silent Book Club. But all in all, the reason why I'm saying all of this is because you talking about lemonade in like triggered this thought. Then I was starting to think like, with free time, like what kinds of things am I passionate about and what kinds of things do I want to do and what kind of difference do I want to make in the world? And then I was thinking, like having a dance in the fall, like for, people who are plus size or have our fat bodies, right? Like uh fat individuals, like safe spaces to have like a dance, like silent disco. I was, and then I was thinking
It's
about
funny you
like,
mentioned that because in Lemonade Stand we're trying or we're going to try to partner with Big Brothers Big Sisters and do another dance.
that's awesome.
But that was a safe space.
Yeah, yeah. So like, and then I was thinking like workshops and like, confidence and looking at body positivity and body neutrality and stuff. And then I was like there could be like a nonprofit for this. Like there could be something like grassroots about this. And so, yeah, that's just been kind of, I guess the lemonade stand has kind of like Michelle's story, like of just like being passionate about what she's went through and wanting to create that space and then just going for it. Like that's inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And to watch the lemonade stand go from like when you first started talking about it, it was like, not whatever, but you guys weren't off the ground to like having these events where you're like coordinating with like Halifax and you're having these like expos and like that is huge. Like the amount of
And
work.
it feels good.
Yeah, like, and so then I was just thinking like, maybe that's something that like that can be part of my journey. I can start looking at that, like that can be a piece of me. So like, yeah, so I'm just toying with that and what that might look like, or if it's something I want to do. Building confidence, self-compassion, body positivity, body neutrality, like all of those things like are very like it's what I'm passionate about.
Can you start with me today?
Right? um I'm very passionate about it. And I always have been. Like when I was 16, like days before I turned 16, I was like hired at Additional. Like I grew up on Additional and Pennington's. I always wanted a job at Additional Pennington's. I got the job just days before I turned 16 and worked all my way up to like assistant manager because I was passionate about women feeling good about their bodies regardless of the size. And so I've always had that passion, right? I've always had that for a very long time. And so I don't know. I feel like sometimes change just makes you reflect. And then I just start like thinking more about like what do I want or where do I see myself, and what kind of impact do I want to have on the world. Yeah, because Lemonade Stand has had a great impact,
Mm-hmm.
like a significant impact.
Yep.
Mm.
very much so.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, for me, it was life changing. It's a to find your peers,
Yeah.
because ever since being in the chair, it's been really hard, and I felt like, you know, like I couldn't do anything, or I couldn't go anywhere, or, you know, whatever, you didn't fit in wherever you went. But this group is so amazing. And I mean, there's only, Michelle's the only other one in a wheelchair besides me. There's people that use scooters and, you know, various mobility devices. But as far as wheelchairs, there's just the two of us. So we've kind of gotten close and kind of bonded over that. And we've had similar pasts and drama, and, you know, we're the same age, and it
Mm-hmm.
just worked out. And it's weird because you're saying about, you know, like being in the right place at the right time. And when I posted that thing on Truro Rant and Rave about
Right.
CTCL and, you know, like not being able to,
The
and latent
universe.
taxity, Michelle saw it. And that was when she was just starting Lemonade Stand. And she knew that somebody who
Yeah.
is, she wanted somebody. She said, it's funny because we were in the class yesterday. We're taking a class for grant and proposal writing. And um, we had to pick a subject and then do a little exercise on it. Anyways, it was funny because I picked something we're working on in Lemonade Stand, and Michelle did as well. But they asked me first, so I gave my spiel. And then when they came to Michelle, she said, "It's good." She said, "It's really good to know that I'm working with someone who has the same ideas as I do, like the same
Yeah.
vision, right?"
I love that.
Yeah, because and what we had come up with was very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
So
And you know what I really love about like the lemonade stand and kind of I mean the word radical in and of itself can sound scary, but for me the beauty of like grassroots organizations and movements like made by people in those lived experiences.
well, you should have seen us at Fisherama, like at that, because there was people there in wheelchairs and
Right.
stuff fishing, right?
Right,
Like,
right. But I love sometimes like the radicalness in what you're doing. Like,
mm-hmm.
you know, all of for like historically marginalized bodies have been, you know, put into a box and you have to fit into that box and or accept the little bits and pieces that you can. And so what I admire is that you guys aren't like, "Oh, I guess it's okay because it's kind of accessible." Like you guys like go into buildings and you're like, "No."
And that's what we want to do.
But I love that because we have to start living in a society or living in community where, and that's what I mean by quote unquote radical. Like you are demanding that you are worthy of that space.
And here's something to think about too: is how everybody thinks it's just a ramp. I've heard that it's just a ramp, but a ramp isn't just for people in a wheelchair. A ramp can be for a new mother with a stroller.
Yeah.
A ramp can be with somebody with a cane. A ramp can be someone who's plus size and has a hard time with stairs.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
a ramp is easy for a lot of people, and everyone can use a ramp, but not everyone can use stairs.
Yeah.
So why have we not along the way had this really light bulb moment and said, you know what, if we incorporated a ramp right at the front of our building instead of steps, everybody could get
That's
in.
proper and two code.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm gonna add that.
Yeah, everybody could get in.
Yeah.
But, and I'm talking about, you know, businesses that maybe have two steps,
Yeah.
you know, say an old building or something like
Yeah.
that. Because here's the problem you run into in Truro, and you're going to get the backlash, is that we're a historic town and we have a lot of historic buildings. So they feel like that's an excuse not to be accessible. Whereas you go to Halifax, and Halifax has made things accessible, even though they're also very much a historical town.
Yeah.
And have very much similar architecture to us and what we have, you know, in the neighborhoods.
Right.
But a lot of pushback on, you know, oh, heritage buildings, can't change them, do da da da. Like, well, maybe the town office shouldn't be in a heritage building then. Maybe the town office should be in a
Right.
building that's accessible.
Yeah, and truly accessible. And that is why I love some of the stuff that, well, I love all the stuff you do, but in particular, I love that, because it would be easy to go to a building and be like, well, it's fine, it'll do. But that's not who you guys are. You guys are like, no, it's not fine. It's not okay. This is how to make it truly accessible, because right now you're claiming accessibility, but it's not actually truly accessible for everyone
Mm-hmm.
and everybody. And so just the mere fact that you guys are like, this is not acceptable. We deserve to be in every space just like everybody else.
Well, and the businesses are losing out. They're losing out on customers.
For
They're
sure.
losing out on community. They're losing out on culture. It's a whole,
Yeah.
whole thing,
Yeah.
because we buy presents, we eat food, we do all the same things everybody else does. We're just in a chair.
Yeah.
And what I love about Lemonade Stand is plus size and in the chair, and we still find events that are accessible. Like, I'm going surfing. I'm going to go skiing. There's things that will fit my body so I can go skiing. But yet, if you took your body, you couldn't go skiing.
No,
because you're too heavy for the skis.
Yeah.
And I am too.
Yeah.
But I can go as a disabled person and ski.
See,
interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's some of the ways, like, I think of that when I see these things happening,
Yeah,
because they made adaptable equipment. But anyway, it's just, it's funny. Sometimes you think about the things that, a lot of the stuff that we're doing and what people say and do, and like, people will just say to you, if the ramp, for example, is not up to code on the town office, and, oh, well, someone's always here, we can just push you in, it's not a big deal. Like, what?
But where's the agency in that?
And then they have an elevator, and it's the size of I don't know, like, it's very, very small. They don't have any accessible washrooms. So, like, and this is where you go to watch the town hall meeting. And the town hall meeting is on the 3rd floor of a historical building with, it's just, I could go on and on, but I, unfortunately, just have given. But that's just one example. And that's the government.
Yeah.
Of, the place of government. That's the same as the county's place of government is the place on Church Street, which has all the steps in front. There doesn't look like there's any accessible access. So I asked about that, and she said, oh, you just go around to the back. Well, when you go around to the back, there's no buzzer, there's no thing. So you actually have to call and hope that someone picks up the phone, which they usually don't.
Right.
So then,
what do you do?
You're sitting out back there in your wheelchair, because, hello, some of us in wheelchairs are independent or get dropped off by, a driver or whatever, and they don't stay with us. So
yeah,
it's sad.
It is sad, but I love that as a group you guys are like taking that and really like honing in on your absolute right to explore the world just like anyone else.
The dance was liberating for me. It was huge to go to a dance and stay on the dance floor the whole entire night in my wheelchair.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And none of us, like, didn't involve drinking or drugs or, like, it was just having fun. And then everybody that was there that wasn't disabled came over and was dancing with us. And, like, it was just, it wasn't like, I feel sorry for you. It's like, this is fun,
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Lemonade Stand has, I think, made a lot of improvement to a lot of people's lives.
I think so too. And I love like the grassroots aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like creating actual change, right?
Yep.
And fighting against like the social systems. And so like when and you know what? I even think about like us originally starting.
I think about that too.
Yeah, Fat Girl Flippers. Like, yes, we like to well, Tammy really liked to thrift, and then I fell in love with it. And um like, yeah, it was fun to, like, the business side was fun, like, certainly in COVID, because I was laid off, to have that little extra bit of cash or whatever was fine, like, great. But ultimately for us, in its own way, was like a small little kind of movement to,
We've created a community.
yeah, a safe space for all bodies.
And it's something we should be proud of too,
Yeah.
because I mean, we've been around since 2020, and I
Yeah.
mean, that's pretty good to start a business in 2020 in the midst of COVID, and we're still here.
I know.
And some of the most of the people that were with us originally are still with us.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
which it's like, I mean, that we're going on, well, July would be 5 years,
5 years,
right?
yeah. And
That's wild.
what I love is when we have our lives is to watch the comments when they're saying, "Oh, that looks so great. That would look good on you," or "Oh, hi," they're saying to each other, and they're talking in the comments. Or if somebody asks a question about something, if they're new, then somebody will just jump on and grab it and answer it. It's like, and I feel good about that because those people feel safe enough to engage,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And,
I know.
And that's creating confidence in other people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not just us.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not all about the money.
No, I mean,
well, it's definitely not all about the money. I can tell you that.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, like, we should have access to affordable clothing as plus size people, like, right? Like, well, women's clothing, plus size clothing is expensive. Men's plus size clothing is like
even more,
is bonkers.
I was looking at new clothing today,
Yeah,
on Pennington's, and I could not believe the prices.
Right? I know.
A t-shirt was on sale for $35 on sale.
I know.
I'm like, who buys this stuff?
I know.
Like, I if I didn't thrift, I'd be naked.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? Like, and it changes your kind of perspective too. Like, it's funny because, like, I went into Giant Tiger the other day, and they had some beautiful dresses, and the dresses
they do
were
have
like,
some nice dresses.
They do, and I mean, it's not overly, like, the dresses are like between 25 and 30.
Yeah, their prices are reasonable.
Yeah, but even that, I'm like, I'm gonna see what Frenchie's has.
Yeah, I can get that for $7.50 at Frenchie's. But then then I miss the days of, when dresses were $5.95.
I know.
I know. Like, prices have gone up, and I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
But do you think that we're gonna, that we're in a recession, or that we're going to go into like a war, or what do you think's gonna happen?
I have not a clue.
The world is, and here's me, squirrel brain, but a glacier. Did you see that? A glacier collapsed.
Like avoid.
It collapsed, and this glacier collapsed and in Switzerland and buried a whole town. They had evacuated them. 400 people or 400 households. Yeah, the glacier, which they were in like a valley.
Right.
And it literally caused a mudslide, and it completely covered the town.
Wow.
So I just read there's one guy there, 67 or something, that they're looking for. Everyone else had been evacuated, but crazy things are going on in the world.
Yeah.
Just weird.
I know, a lot of people are just trying to survive, really.
I know, and like you said, I don't look at that, and I don't want to hear about, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that too, but sometimes you're just scrolling and it pops up, and then you hit the rabbit hole.
Yes.
But
yeah, no, that is true.
And the other thing I found is that since I've been going out more with Lemonade Stand or wherever, that more people, I'm talking to more people, so I think more people are bringing up subjects that I wouldn't normally pay attention to, because I'm not a news person,
right.
I don't watch the news or anything like that, unless it's something serious, something that's going on that we need to know about.
Yeah. I have no idea, but
I just feel like the world's gonna be like, because prices are getting out of control, like rent is out of control, like everything is beyond people's means, and I think everybody's like one paycheck away from
right.
disaster.
Well, and that's what I like about what we do, like kind of like we were saying with the clothes, like all bodies deserve to have
Nice clothes.
nice clothes that they can afford. And so
And that they like.
Yeah, and we've been like I like that we have been consistent with like if you go on Poshmark, you might as well just buy new. Like a lot
Oh
of
my
the
God.
things are so expensive, right? And so
I think we've only had one price increase since we started.
yeah, because we used to do stuff at like $5.
$5 and $10.
Yeah.
$10 was if it was like brand new with tags and really special. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then we realized once they started putting the prices up at Frenchie's that we had to,
We'd
move
lose
our
money,
prices
yeah.
accordingly, because
Yeah.
otherwise we would
Be
not
in the
even
hole.
break even.
Yeah.
So
but I love that we can give that opportunity to people to like be able to find one unique clothing. It's funny because
yeah, and I think of people who are working,
for sure,
because when I was working, I mean, I used to thrift all my clothes,
right?
But I can remember, like, you want to have a work wardrobe, so you don't want to be wearing the same thing all the time.
No, and I like that we because a comment I got this week was like, oh, you guys must like just judging by like the law, if you guys like individually like pick the item, like you're not buying. And yeah, that's something that we love to do, right? Because we want to bring unique pieces.
And we've gotten to know people's styles.
Yeah.
So much so that we can say, oh, we know who will get this. Oh, we know who likes this,
Exactly.
We know their style, their size, what looks good on them. We've gotten to know people on a level that's just kind of different.
Yeah. I do love the little
nice.
community. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is nice.
And we get nice comments all the time from people. We get flowers, we get cookies, we get nice comments. People they're really kind to us.
Yeah.
Even when we make mistakes, and we do that all the time.
Literally all the time. Mainly me.
Mainly
Megan.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's like, I think going back to what my core is, really is just focusing on like creating space or creating change where women can feel good about their bodies regardless of size. Because I am a firm believer that shame does not create like change. Like you can't
I can
shame
tell
somebody.
you from personal experience that shame, especially when it comes to weight loss,
yes,
is the absolute worst thing you can do. To point out to a child or an adolescent that you're fat or you're overweight or you need to lose weight or you need to go on a diet, those are topics that have to be handled really, really carefully, because that can really damage.
right.
And it can cause trauma. And you may not realize that, just a simple statement can stick with somebody for the rest of their life.
Yeah, exactly. And I like how you said, like, careful with be delicate. Words, yeah.
Use your words carefully.
Yeah, because again, even though, because we're like working on reclaiming the word fat, like Fat Girl Flippers, Fat Girl Chronicles, whatever. In that context, you like, again, that there's a negative connotation with that, even though there shouldn't be. Fatness is a description of
it's
something.
It's like saying you're short or you're bald or you wear glasses or
right. It should be neutral, but because there's such like a negative connotation with it, that's where things spiral. So I don't know. I just feel like I really just want a world where women can be, and men can be, like, confident in their body regardless
of size,
and live in a world that accommodates.
You want to say a little bit more about, like the youth and adolescents and stuff. And just a tip to parents, if you're parenting a child that, is a little chubby or even overweight, whatever, make sure that even if you have to go to Frenchie's or wherever, make sure that they have clothes that they like and that fit them and that they've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Because growing up, being forced to be shoved into stuff that doesn't fit
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because it was quote unquote the only thing that they could find to fit me,
Yeah.
So I just think, and broach that subject gently. Because no matter what size you are, and even if the youth or adolescent chooses to lose weight or does lose weight, they should, everybody's entitled to have nice clothes, no matter what size you are, because they make you feel confident and they make you feel good about yourself. So having something that fits you,
Yeah.
that you actually like and
Yeah.
doesn't look like it belonged to your 80-year-old grandmother
Right.
is that's really important to children.
And I think too, like, just off your experience, so your experience and my experience of like Penningtons, for example, would be different because for you, like going from Zellers to Penningtons, like that was Penningtons was used to be trendy, like, but for me, growing up and being in Penningtons clothing, when someone says, "Oh, I really like your shirt. Where did you get it from?" And I'm
You
like,
never want to say Penningtons.
right. Or so I used to say, like, if anyone can remember MXM,
Yeah.
be like, MXM. Oh, where did you, like, where, what is that? So it's like hard to, if stores just carried plus size, if they were
Yeah.
size inclusive, then
I
you could just
saw a
get
Canadian
whatever.
company that just recently opened, and they're making what they call responsible clothing in inclusive sizes from size 10 to size 30.
Oh wow.
But they were very plain
Right.
and they were very expensive.
See, and this is my
And they were
problem.
pushing Canadian made, Canadian made. That's great, but not everybody has $140 to spend on a skirt, or
Right.
$95 for a t-shirt.
Right. And again, we run into that same problem. Like, there are boutiques and certain like niche companies that are totally size
I
inclusive.
applaud them for being size inclusive.
Put the price.
Wonderful. But you've got to remember that size inclusive, you got to hone in that price range, right?
Yeah. And I think that is something unique about Fat Girl Flippers, in that, we do try our best to really offer clothing that is like not only trendy but one of a kind. It's unique.
Excellent condition, like new.
Tried to be as good condition, like excellent condition, like you said, like, and I think that in and of itself is some like an act of like resistance, because when you look at like plus size clothing traditionally, historically, it's much older. The patterns are different,
Just no shape to anything.
no shape. Like, it's different even today. Like, I just saw this video, actually, this um one plus size influencer. She saw this beautiful dress. I think it was like at Macy's or something. So she saw this beautiful dress in this, what they call street sizes. And so she's like, this is gorgeous. Like, I love the pattern. I love the way it looks, whatever. She's like, and I know that this line carries plus size. So she walks right on up to the plus size section and she sees the dress, but the pattern is different. Like, it's the same dress because it's got like the same kind of color mixes. Like, so it's obviously of the same kind of idea, but this one has like sleeves, for example. The pattern looks different. Like, we're kind of stuck in this place where like clothing in and of itself is like an act of resistance, because it's like, just because we're plus size doesn't mean we can't wear beautiful clothing.
It's just like, just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't mean I still don't like fashion.
Exactly.
That hasn't changed. I'm still the same person. I'm still the same person who loved plus size clothes, basically my whole adult life.
Right.
So,
yeah. Like, everybody deserves to just like wear things that make them feel beautiful, that make them feel confident. everybody deserves to have like that shining moment or have a wardrobe that they actually like and not feel like they're like having to go to the back of the store only to buy like
I would love to see the plus size rack at the front of a store.
I know.
I mean, besides Pennington's, but
Yeah, like
I
besides
would
like plus size stores.
Pennington and Torrid.
Yeah.
But I would love to. Well, I think Old Navy took their plus sizes out, but I would love to go somewhere like Old Navy and see like a couple of racks of plus size at the front.
Yeah.
Or like Reitman's carries plus size, but they're at the back. You know.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Like it would be nice just to go see. That's something else I was going to mention.
Yeah.
Reitman's and Pennington's are owned by the same
Yes.
head office. So Reitman's, for some reason, wants to cater to the tiny little, that all of their promos and all of their pictures in their windows are all little,
like straight sizes.
Yes, but even like what
extra
I
small,
say, scrawny. Yeah.
Like extra small,
very
small.
Yeah. So anyway, but they also carry plus size. But what I've noticed about their plus size is often labeled petite, or it's often not, like, it says 3X, but it's not really. It's
not true to size.
No, it's not true to size. But that doesn't make sense because they're partner companies with a plus size company. Mm-hmm. So they obviously know where to get plus size clothes and they know what sizes are. So why are they doing that? Is it to create the illusion that they're selling fancy plus size, or they want to say they're inclusive?
Could be. But I also know that Reitman's, tradition, like, this is kind of back in the day, but I don't know if they still do the price difference. At one point they did.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so like when I used to shop there, for example, it'd be like a straight size would be $15 and a plus size would be $17.50 or something, right? Like a little extra. But when you're making plus size clothing, there's a certain way that you want things tailored. And so oftentimes what happens in like Reitman's scenario is kind of what you said. Like they've got a straight size and they just simply make it bigger.
They
right?
made the straight size bigger, but it looks funny because now it's too short.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what I noticed about a lot of their tops. They're really short.
Right. Because
they've just taken a street size and then they've just expanded it a little bit.
Yeah. Whereas more goes in, like,
more thought goes into an actual plus size.
Right. And I think that too we could see the difference in when something is like extra, extra large versus a 2X. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, like, they can also fit differently. Like the extra, extra large can fit smaller than, say, a 2X. Yeah. Because of how it's made, right?
Well, and because it's from a store that only carries up to a 2XL or XXL is what the tag says. And what they've done, again, is just taken the straight size and made it a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So I love that we are able to provide a space, but also, like, my passion has always been about, like, the clothes. Like, I love the clothing aspect. I love the fashion aspect. I love, women being able to just put something on and feel really good about themselves.
I love it when our customers get something that they really love, they put it on, and they go to work and they take pictures in the work bathrooms and stuff, and they send them to us.
Or selfies.
We love them, and we post them on our website, and then they get so much love from everybody else too, the members in the group. It's so nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because think about it. I mean, you could post something on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, but if you've got a variety of friends, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of compliments on it.
Right.
But if you post something on a Fat Girl Flipper page, it could blow up.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? We're a community that is so supportive of one another. And truly, even though people have never met each other in person,
they feel like they know each other.
Like if we were to ever have a gathering, wink, wink.
It's like it's like online dating or long distance dating, right? It's kind of like that. It's like they've gotten to know each other over the messages.
I know. Exactly. So it's like, you know, if there was ever a gathering,
Wink, wink.
wink, wink, they, people could meet each other like, oh, you're so and so, or you're so and so. Oh, it's awesome to think about that.
It is awesome to think about that.
Like, it's awesome to think about, yeah, just like how awesome the people that are like consistently kind of watching or engaging with us.
I was speaking with Lemonade Stand about this event and saying, like it's ladies only and it's plus size and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there's going to be quite a few lemonade standers coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. There, within the next, I'd say 2 weeks or so, you'll probably hear something. But yeah, there is some exciting stuff coming. There is some, yeah, cool things that are happening. So
follow your passion.
Follow my passion. Follow your passion. It's funny because I feel like no matter how old you get, you're probably always going to be wondering like what one's purpose is in life.
It's funny you said that because I was sitting here yesterday thinking, I bet if I looked back at the things I was writing in my journal when I was 25 years old, it would be the same thing I'm writing in my journal now.
You think?
A lot of the same, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of ways, I've certainly matured and grown and become more educated and things like that, and a lot less naive. But
yeah.
But there's still I feel like now
Your
I'm
core.
still to my core. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm true to who I am.
Yeah.
I feel like now I am. Now I can be me.
Yeah, and I really resonate with that. I think that's kind of where I'm headed, is like, what is my core? And that is,
part of it.
That's part of it. That's always been my passion. And I feel like I'm finding that again. And I'm glad that we have Fat Girl Flippers, because that has always allowed me to still have that peace in my world, like something that I can do consistently that still really resonates with my core values. Yeah. Anything else before we end tonight?
No, I don't think so.
It's kind of a wild ride. We I don't know. We started off sad, but we're kind of feeling better now.
My challenge is to wear shorts this summer, and I did that today. I did that. I have them on now.
Yeah, look at the legs.
So yeah, that's gonna be my my thing is I want to tan up these fat old legs.
Love it. I love it. Wear shorts. Love yourself.
So if anybody, I apologize to anyone who's flying over in a plane or anyone who comes too far over onto my side of the driveway and sees anything they might not want to see.
Oh my God. All right. You have a good week.
We love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Sunshine in the sky, Megan and Tammy here to testify, spreading love, laughter and good vibes too. The Fat Girl Chronicles, we're breaking through. No more hiding, no more feeling small. We're taking up space, standing proud and tall. Our voice is strong, our stories to be heard, challenging the stereotypes, flipping the world. The Chronicles of